We'll start with you then, Steve. Have you learned anything in the bye week that has made you feel better about what's going to happen tomorrow across the street with A&M and Auburn?
I don't know that I learned anything during the bye week, but I would say that I learned that we have a team that I think's built to make a playoff run, and I think cleaning up the run defense is probably the biggest priority that I'm hoping to see on Saturday. Like if we can figure out a way to hold them in check on the run. Obviously, we're not gonna shut them down completely, but if we can keep them from grinding us out through the whole game, controlling the line of scrimmage, controlling time of possession, if we can do those things offensively, I'm confident with what we're doing offensively. It's hard to envision another team just completely shutting us down on offense with our ability to throw the ball, run the ball, and make plays off script with Marcel.
Seth, is there too much made of the bye weeks in terms of your team getting better, or is it generally a recovery time? Like, I think a lot of fans view it as, okay, we have a bye week, we're going to be X amount or X percent better than we were the last time we played. How realistic is that?
I think the best thing about a bye week is just getting the guys that were dinged up healthy again and rested and getting remotivated. But there's really nothing you're going to do over the bye week that's going to make you better. There are definitely times where it could make you worse if you go out there and just grind too hard and try to make that like another 2 days. Steve knows all about that.
Are you throwing a shot at RC?
No. I was mainly throwing a shot at you specifically.
That was my decision.
Yeah.
Like I said, let's go do 2 days.
But anyways.
Golly, dude. With friends like you can't get a guy a venti coffee.
RC, I thought that
this
was a
had
good
nothing
move.
to do with Coach Slocum, the greatest A&M coach of all time.
Oh, now you're offending Jackie Sherrill.
Oh, that's
great job.
RC was my coach, so I can do that. But no, I'm really excited to get everybody back. Cronover's back apparently, and so that's going to be a good thing for us to experience out there with the defensive end that they've got going on with Falk. So that's the biggest thing is get everyone healthy.
Hey, when did Crownover leave? Back.
You meant fathering.
Oh, my bad, fathering.
You meant fathering.
Sorry.
If that was anybody else, I wouldn't have done it because it's over.
I saw you.
I saw the reaction. I was like, what did I do?
We all knew what you were talking about.
How much do you think he's going to play?
Well, he practiced all week.
Yeah, I know.
So, and practiced, a lot. Here's the thing about Fothery that's interesting. We all remember Ruben Fothery as a true freshman and the job he did against Will Anderson and me, you guys, you as a recruiter, everyone else, the fans, we all thought this is going to be the next top 10 pick at tackle. And it hasn't worked out that way for him. And it was too high an expectation too soon. But all this guy's done is quietly get better. He didn't transfer when he wasn't guaranteed a starting spot last year, and he split time on the right side. He didn't transfer again this year when you were returning Zune and Crownover. Could have gone and looked for a more sure thing at a lesser program. He stayed here. I believe he had already graduated. Stayed here, gets hurt in camp, and now he's back. It's a big deal that he's back. Just think about this. One tackle's not playing well. Now you got a third guy you can put in. Mm-hmm. He practices better than somebody for a week or two in a row. You can make that move. You're not getting what you want at one of the guard spots. You can move Naboo to guard and Zune to center and go with Crownover and Fothery. You're not getting what you want. And all this also includes getting banged up. Center, guard, tackle, any of those. Fothery was a huge piece of this. I think he and Coley were two of the most important guys to get back for this very reason. And they're fortunate that they made it through these few weeks. And they, against, what was it, Utah State?
Bourdon played well.
Where Bourdon had to come in and played really well. I thought really, that's great work for him. But long-term over the course of the season, you really want those three veteran tackles.
Yeah, for sure.
And it allows Zune to be as flexible as he is. So your O-line just got a lot better in terms of what they could deal with in terms of during the course of a game.
And they were already doing a good job, so I'll take it.
Steve, you dealt with some injuries throughout your professional career. How long does it take you to come back? Like, running backs, I feel like everybody talks about, okay, like Le'Veon coming off the injury. It's going to take him a little bit to get lathered up. What is that adjustment period like for you as an offensive lineman?
I would say as an offensive lineman, I mean, you can get back to almost 100% mentally and physically on the field fairly quick. I mean, how long was he out?
About 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah.
See, I mean, that's a pretty good run. I mean, that would equate to me to like a grade 2 MCL sprain type injury, and that first game back, yeah, you're going to be a little rusty. You're breaking up a little scar tissue. You're not feeling quite 100%, but I mean, by the second game, you should be, fully right into the swing.
He's drawn a big assignment too with Keldrick Faulkner, best defender.
And the good thing is about the MCL, it hurts and it's going to be painful, but it's not unbearable. I'm sure you've dealt with it. Everyone gets a little dinged up on their MCL at some point.
So have you?
But I mean, like it's definitely
somebody
bearable.
tell y'all that it was the MCL?
No.
I thought that's what you just
I
said.
was just using it as an example of an injury that keep you out that long. That's because that's how I could relate to
I heard MCL. Hey.
But why'd you throw that on me? I wasn't even
throwing
talking.
it all over you.
Look, it's a knee, so
Sorry.
we know. So it's a knee, but
so it could be an MCL.
Could be, but yeah, and like when you're trying to think about a timeline, it's not an ACL, so
that makes sense.
Anywho, getting him back is important. I'm skeptical about Scooby. That's still questionable. I would have liked to have seen that turn into a probable, but him sitting at questionable that late in the week, which was yesterday when that went out.
Yeah,
it's a concern. But the good news is for Scooby, whether it's tomorrow, I think it would be next week. It's not. I was told it wasn't something that they think is going to keep him out.
It's not going to linger
for any kind of extended
Well, you'd
period,
like him on the field this week because of the athleticism of Jackson Arnold. And maybe, his backup Damian Sanford flashed well against Notre Dame. What Damian does well is he runs in space. And so maybe this is a good matchup to have Damian as one of those starting linebackers.
Well, there's a reason Damian is not out there as much as he is. And they typically sit with just two linebackers for the majority of the game. And what I mean by that is I think Damian Sanford's plus plays are really high level. And like you said, when he sees it and closes ground and he hits like he'll run through a tackle, like he really impresses on the good plays. I think for him not to be playing more than he was, even with Scooby healthy, I think that has more to do with we need to see the down to down out of Damian and make all those routine plays and run fits and because I do think if this guy plays a whole game, he's going to make some impactful plays. I'm fully convinced of that. And of course, of a whole game, it might be a handful of them.
Who comes in after him?
It's the down to down.
Probably Lockhart.
Herrera? Oh, Lockhart.
That's
our guy, baby.
We talked about father, and I didn't with these offensive linemen here. I did want to talk about A&M's success in the run game against an Auburn front seven. And Olin and I talked about this earlier. Even on bad Auburn teams, Billy, it feels like they've always fielded some really capable front sevens. That being said, I do not think that they have been challenged by a legitimate running game, traditional running game yet this year. And I think A&M, you saw Le'Veon start to get back to his old self a little bit, especially late toward Notre Dame. I think A&M can run. The backs can run for 140 yards plus.
Well, how often, Steve, if you're Durkin, who does like those odd fronts, and how often are they going to sit in a light box for fear of Craver and Concepcion? And like you said, just say, hey, we got horses up here. We can do this and hold up against the running game because we got speed in the front seven and we got power up front. If you're going to dare Colin Klein in the run game to do that, then A&M needs to run the ball with success tomorrow. And you mentioned Le'Veon. To me, at Notre Dame, people are sleeping on that. And I get why, because what number 1 did, what number 7 did, and what number 10 did. I get it. He went into South Bend, Indiana, on the road in his first true action back, 3 carries, 10 carries, 20 carries against a real defense versus 13 in 2 games against air defensively. And he ground out 80 yards, 20 carries, 81 yards, and 3 or 4 of those yards were on the goal line. And Notre Dame's defense is not what it was under Ash versus their last DC, who's currently in the NFL, but they got freaking players. And I watch a lot of SEC football every year, and Notre Dame's defense still, they looked better last year, but they still have real cats in that front seven that will hit you and smack you. And him punching 3 in from inside, it tells me he's all the way back.
Yeah.
He popped probably, I would want to say 3 runs of 10 yards or more. Maybe
that last one was huge.
The third and 12,
Yep.
and then the first play of the game,
Mhm.
he popped one. Like, Le'Veon Moss is back, and the SEC and the country don't know that yet.
Mm-hmm.
He did as much against a tough Notre Dame defense as Jeremiah Love did against a defense that even we're sitting here still questioning how they are against the run. And we're talking about how Notre Dame's good against the run, and he did the same amount. So I think Le'Veon's an elite SEC back. You talk about what Auburn typically has. He's that kind of back.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this might be the weekend that the league finds out about it again.
Well, Seth, if they come out, if Auburn comes out and they're going to sit there and DJ Durkin's saying, I can't let 1-7 beat me. They're too explosive. I've got issues on the back end. I've got to be light in the box. That's something I would feel like as offensive lineman, what you take that personal a little bit.
Well, I would beg them to do that because we'll run all over them if they try to give us friendly numbers in the box. And we've got the offense. Look, we've got a really good offense. There is zero denying that. I'm 100% confident. And our guys up front, our quarterback, our running backs, like every person on that offense is legit. And I know that they're not perfect, but we don't have weaknesses. We don't have a weak point. And it's a beautiful thing to be as an offensive coordinator when you can sit up there, dial up, something like I'm sure he's got audibles, right? And if he goes up there and he sees that it's a light box, hey, we're going to run every time until they stop us and quit doing this. And as soon as they bring another guy in the box, boom, out to Craver or Concepcion. And like it's going to be an all-day affair with our offense. And we just got to keep the momentum going. Keep the I'm not afraid of ball control too if we have to. And because that's what they're going to do on their offense is try to keep the ball out of our hands.
You feel good about A&M's offense, Steve, as long as they're staying ahead of the change, no bad penalties. How much difference is it, because we do know Durkin will mix in some odd front stuff. Mm-hmm. How much time does that take up in practice every week? Because you don't see that very often anymore.
No, I mean, the challenge with his defense, and we used to see it, it's kind of feast or famine. When he was the D coordinator here at A&M, I mean, they thrive on, lost yardage plays, keeping you behind the chains where you're forced into being who you don't want to be. And our ability to even grind out 2 or 3 yards on first down when they're bringing a blitz and trying to get you to 2nd and 11, if we can end up in 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7, we're staying ahead of the chains against that defense because they can't blitz every play. They're going to get burned because they play with fire constantly. We saw it here. Sometimes it's great. You get teams into a 3rd and 12, and you can turn your defensive ends loose and have a chance to pressure the quarterback and get off the field. But if we can stay in those positive change situations, I think we're going to have a really good day Saturday.
It'll be interesting, too, because they've got an injury at one DN spot. They've got an injury to their best corner who was out against OU. Those guys are listed as what? Probable?
I just had it pulled up. Keep talking. I'll
so they're a couple of those guys won't be playing at 100%, and you never know when one of them you're going to get out there tomorrow and somebody's not suited up. But, yeah, I mean, that secondary, Brawny, can be attacked and needs to be attacked. But for A&M and Colin Klein, I think we're going to talk about this all year. The key is balance.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to throw for 360 yards in South Bend against a Marcus Freeman defense, but they don't win that game unless they've got a very capable effective running game against the Irish. And that's going to be the same case every week. And it's going to be Auburn's key too, is they're going to say, Hugh Freeze is not a great head coach. He looked like he might be at Ole Miss for a while there. He's not anymore. Okay, he wasn't at Liberty. He's not, but he is I think he's a great game planner, schemer,
offensive coordinator.
And if you've got weaknesses defensively, he is more than capable of exploiting them. And I think part of what he's going to try to do is run the ball a lot. And if they can do that between the tailback and the QB run game, then it sets up play action, deep shot, maybe keep that pass rush off of Jackson Arnold, which they couldn't do last week. But because, like you said, they're ahead of the chains, and quick game, you can't let Jackson Arnold hold that football again 2 weeks in a row like he did to 10 sacks last week. They're going to get him to get rid of the ball quickly, and they're going to challenge. We know Cam Coleman and Des Ricks and Willie, they're going to challenge them on the perimeter, like fight through blocks and make tackles. And that's going to be part of their run game as well. And then come the deep shot. So I think this is a really tough test for this A&M defense. And if they force a couple turnovers, if they do bend but don't break and hold this team in the, low 20s,
Dude,
I
getting
think
them to
it's a
kick field
huge step
goals
forward.
is big because their field goal kicking situation is
too.
not great.
Yeah.
So if you can just get stops in the red zone, that'd be big.
And they hadn't been stopped yet, right? They're like 100% or something.
And this is like the Notre Dame game, Seth, and this is like this season for A&M that I think people need to understand. Until this defense shows us a lot more than they have, it'll look like there's going to be big plays. I would love to see them eliminate all the busts in 1 week off, but I just don't. I think that's a little pie in the sky. I think eventually they'll get there. But you just want to see improvement. But they're going to hit some big plays. There might be a Cam Coleman play for a touchdown where you're going, damn it. But it is a 4-quarter fight that you know is going to go into the later rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And this season, you were talking about, I forget earlier, maybe it was Crane, but, I'm thinking of Tennessee last year. Tennessee went into Fayetteville and lost to Arkansas, and they made the playoff. It is this whole season, and I'm not saying A&M's going to lose tomorrow. I'm picking them to win. But it's just going to be you got to ride the waves, and when they hit a big play, Bronny, force a field goal.
Yeah.
And when you get inside the 5, score a touchdown like that. It's just welcome to this year's Texas A&M experience because I think they're going to win a lot of games, but I think it's going to be, it's
A lot of close games.
a lot of fights.
But think about the confidence that they got last week or 2 weeks ago by doing that.
Mm-hmm.
They had an answer for everything that Notre Dame gave them, and they never gave up, and they finished, and they finished, and they finished, and that builds confidence in the team moving forward.
And by the way, what would be nice is if we could just start fast for once.
Yeah.
Can we not get down?
That's a great segue. That's what I had to come out of the next break. We're up against the break. We got to pick games too.
I will say this. Everybody, certainly before we go to break, y'all have got to have in the back of your minds what I've had all week, which is what about them just coming out and looking like they did against Missouri last year?
Mm-hmm.
That's not off the table.
here for it.
So,
All right, Steve Seth McKinney, Billy Liucci here in the Rollo Insurance Studios. Steve with a great segue at the end of the last segment. We talked about starting fast. So far this year, as good as the Aggie offense has been and their point totals have been, they have not started fast. Against an Auburn team that's going to struggle throwing the football, if the Aggies can score the first 2 drives or just get out to a multi-score lead, you could really throw their game plan seemingly into a tailspin.
Yeah. Well, I would be happy to just not be down 21-0 to them again like last year.
God.
Anything less than that would probably be a win.
That was unbelievable. That was one of the more unexpected.
The fact that we ended up
over
in overtime of that game after a 21-point deficit in the first quarter.
Why'd you just call him the grist mill? But what did that have to do?
Grimm, brothers Grimm.
Oh, the grist mill.
Oh, Seth he was like, oh, that's fine. We'll be all right, man. I'm like, no, we're not all right, Seth.
Listen,
They would have been if they.
No, well, I'm not. Look, no one's talking about 21-0. If that happens, we got all kinds of issues. This is
or what if
completely
they go
different
up
team.
21-0?
Yeah, how about it? It can
That's
happen.
what I'd like to see.
It can happen.
Here's my thing with what you're talking about is we've seen this offense through 3 weeks, and it's not going to be 2012 Johnny, all first round O-line, basically Mike, Swope, like all those running backs. Although I think the running back position is comparable. I think the receiver position is comparable. I'm not saying those two will be all-time greats, but I think if it was a different point in time and they were coming in from high school and you had them both for 4 years, they'd certainly put up those kind of numbers. They're that good. And if no one's saying Marcel's Johnny. But Marcel has a chance to be really, really good. Your running back is great. Your running back stable's really good. Your O-line's one of the better ones in the SEC, conservatively speaking. And we know what those pass catchers can do. Why can't this look like 2012 A&M? And what I just mean by that is that they're just going to go out and score on everybody. And there are going to be games where they start out looking like Missouri last year or LSU in the second half, where it's just like a blitzkrieg of yards and points and big plays. And I don't think that's off the table this week or any week. Now, there are going to be weeks when it's not quite to that level, but why not?
Well,
What if they're that good? What if this offense is one of the 5 best in college football?
And who's saying they're not? What if we
Exactly.
go out there, like you're saying, and not only start fast, but we don't just like give up the big play like we have in 3 games that we had no business doing, that were just kind of blow-ups. Notre Dame, there was 2, maybe 3, but like we can do that. You can go out there and just play a solid game and not be perfect, but also not give up disaster type plays like huge passes or the blocked punt or whatever, or the 75-yard run at the start of a second half. And you can do that, and that's what you would love to see happen, is just a crisp game. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just be more crisp on the defensive side of the ball than you have been.
Limit the explosive plays.
How about this? I thought watching UTSA and Utah State, like this team just needs to play somebody good.
Mm-hmm.
The defense in particular, they needed a challenge. Like, hey, if you're not good this week, Jeremiah Love is going to humiliate you. Do y'all want to go up there and have Love and Price just run all over you? And they won the game last year because you guys couldn't tackle those 2 guys. And I felt like what you saw was a big jump in the down-to-down performance.
Yeah,
they
I
did
agree.
still, like you said, give up some of those big plays, but a big jump. Now what I want to see is same thing with Cam Coleman. Hey, this guy had a field day at your expense last year. This team beat you. They ruined your season last year. But this guy had a big day at your expense. And I just want to see, like, again, that defense feel challenged, and in this case, that back end. But also get that Kyle Field bump, which you guys have played there. All I do is hear the crowd, and I know how much it elevates the level of performance on defense. Y'all have been in the games. You know it. Home versus road, the biggest difference to me is how the defense plays.
Yeah, I mean, you think about the offensive line and that the struggle they had at OU, and I'm not trying to say that OU is an awful crowd, but it's no Kyle Field, and I promise you that it's going to be like level 10 all day long. It's going to be an all-day affair, and that offensive line is going to have to communicate where they cannot hear the quarterback. However, they're going to do it, and no matter what, you're at a little bit of a detriment for the most part. Just not a ton, but a little bit. But you can definitely exaggerate that if you start to get all frazzled in your head.
Well, I mean, last week or 2 weeks ago, we scored 41 points with like 10
exactly.
procedure penalties.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times did we put ourselves in like 1st and 15, 2nd and 15?
Which is
Ridiculous
another
amount.
example of how
Ridiculous
close A&M was to blowing Notre Dame out of their own building when you consider the penalties and the missed deep shots that Marcel missed by a combined foot.
Right.
They were that close for 550 yards and close to 60 points.
No doubt. No doubt.
And there's nothing that this offense has done so far that, in fact, I think that it can get better because the running game's going to get better. And what you guys mentioned about Auburn and limiting explosive play, Steve, you said it. Just are they good enough on offense and consistent enough on offense with that quarterback to go on 10, 12 play drives and score touchdowns? I'd bet on that. I'd bet against that, actually, and say, no, they're not.
Yeah.
They're going to make a mistake somewhere, shoot themselves in the foot, throw the ball to the other team. So I do like that, like just kind of a bend but don't break mentality. And like we said, they've got questions at field goal kicker.
How many turnovers has the A&M defense forced in 3 games? I'm going to answer it for you, I think. I think it's 2. I think the interception by Scooby and the late forced fumble by Sam and Pemba against Utah State. That's it. 2 turnovers. One, if we're going to call, that's a great individual play by Mpemba, but if we're going to call mop-up touchdowns allowed, that was in mop-up time. Like, this starting unit, this defense, in 3 games has forced 1 turnover.
Got to change.
That ain't good enough.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And I think tomorrow's a day you see the defense get their hands on a couple of footballs. And I don't think it's like they're not going to force 4 or 5, but I think they can go out and get a couple of takeaways from, like you said, make Jackson Arnold do it over the long haul. And I think you're going to see this defense take advantage with a couple of takeaways.
It's time for everybody's favorite harmonious segment of the week. Steve and Seth McKinney. It's the Freak of the Week.
It's the freak of the
Barney,
week.
you know I did a show.
Oh, Billy, interrupt us,
go
man.
ahead. Do it again.
No, it's
Sorry.
too
3,
late.
2, 1.
No, I'm not doing it. It's
You
one
have to.
time
You
affair.
get one
You can't do
We
one
did it.
interrupted. It ruins
It was interrupted.
Do it again.
It's the freak of the week.
Like Billy's little puppet over here. We'll do it.
And he ruined that one too.
You just ruined that one.
Come on, Seth.
This guy
Do it.
I'm not
crawls
doing it
this guy
again.
crawls
You
in your
have to.
brain.
Let me just tell you.
If you don't do it again and
Third
A&M
time's a
loses the
charm.
game, do it. 3, 2, 1.
It's the freak of the week.
Oh,
that was good. A good
And
pause.
you did it good. Yeah.
Nice. We'll start over there.
Save the game right there. Good job, Seth.
Steve, Freak of the Week.
Dude, my freak of the week's easy, man. I'm going KC Concepcion this week.
Woo.
Mario had his big game last week. I think KC's going to take that personal. I think he wants to be the number 1 guy talked about in our receiving core.
Look at Steve trying to cause or divide.
We're good. That's what it's all about.
No, I do
Motivation.
I do think you're right. I think it's competitive, and those guys are like, they're just having fun with it out there. And like, by the way, KC made a couple of huge catches
Yeah, he did.
at Notre Dame, and I agree with you. I think it's going to be one guy one week, the other guy the next, and when they're not the one with 140, 150, 200 yards, they're still going to be sitting there with 50, 60, 70, 80 as the number 2. So I'm with you on that one. I guess since you picked him, I'm going to go with Cassius Howell. I know OU, I've said it before, A&M's not going to have 10 sacks this week like OU did, but
We'll take 5.
I think Cassius
All in a
Howell,
row.
he's got to be a guy that makes big plays this week defensively, and I think he will. And offensively, I'm going with if you're going to go KC, I'm going to go with Craver and take my chances that he goes out and puts together back-to-back 2. Because
Back-to-back
really,
stud
all
games.
he's done is play 3 great games. Both of these guys have been
Yeah.
exceptional every week out.
Cassius Howell built a lot like our own Jason Howell.
Yeah,
You see him in the
very
past. Very
similar,
similar.
very
Seth?
Well, against Notre Dame, I picked Regis. He went out and dominated, did what he had to do there. And I'm going to pick a guy that needs to go dominate this weekend, which is Des Ricks, and cover
Ooh,
Cam
yeah.
Coleman whenever they're faced with each other. I tried to do my research. I don't know if they flip-flop or whatever on one-on-one receivers, but whenever they're matched up, I expect them to shut down Cam. And that's my biggest fear. I know they got a good running game and everything like that, but it's the big play
Keep him in front of you.
that, like we had last year with Cam Coleman over and over again, just shut him down, lock him down.
I think I'm going to go low-hanging fruit here. Freak of the Week at Marcel Reed.
Yeah.
Look, when you start adding in, I think he's been not contained, like maybe self-contained running the ball only when necessary. I think there's another element to Colin Klein's offense that we saw against LSU that hasn't been a part of the playbook so far this year. I think they can start taking advantage of that to try to stretch this Auburn run defense a little bit. Obviously, we know what he's been doing in the passing game. So I'll take Marcel Reed.
And I think he could have run more last week, and he knew 2 things. Klein didn't unleash him, but 2, Marcel knew he was banged up and was trying to and still got. He needed the bye week, I think, as much as anybody on this team. And it's a good thing because he got banged up against Utah State. People forget he did all that in South Bend, hurt, and taking a couple of absolutely vicious hits in game. So if you ever want to question that guy's toughness, go back and rewatch that game and remember that he entered that game hurt. So yeah, that.
And didn't he take a pretty good shot on like the first series where the guy like wrapped him up?
He was talking to me about that in here. Like the very first series of the game, he got hit and driven into the ground. So yeah. Also, we're talking about what were you just saying? Your guys,
Ricks?
Ricks. I remember those safeties this week.
Mm-hmm.
You're without Bryce. Speaking of hits, and thank God Elko's saying he's going to play again. He's just not ready to be back yet. Ratcliffe and Brooks have to have a big game in run support.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even care if it's great if it's by the line of scrimmage and they're making plays, but also when Arnold does decide to tuck it and run, they've got to take good angles and make tackles, both of them.
A&M has been
Agreed.
poor in terms of missed tackles so
Yeah.
far this year. One of the worst.
And
in the
last
SEC.
year.
And
That's
last
what
year.
scares you because it's not a 3-week thing. It's a lot of guys that have
It's a systemic
struggled
problem.
with open field tackle.
One more thing on Marcel. A&M currently has the leading receiver in the SEC. The leading passer in the SEC is John Mateer. They're on a bye and he's hurt. A&M could walk out of week 5 of the season with the SEC's leader in passing and receiving, both on their roster. Who would have had that in early August?
Well, everybody's going to also say
exciting.
this about Mateer's hand and da-da-da. He went 16 of 17 to end that game. It wasn't affecting his throwing. However, how that is, I don't know. You're the hand injury expert.
Was it the
Come on.
hamate?
Yeah. I broke his hamate. It might have been. It might have been.
Might be a hamate.
But he could throw that football. And if Marcel comes out and balls out this weekend, and you can take, this is what Reed did versus Auburn versus what Mateer did 1 week later. This is what Reed did against Notre Dame 1 game after what Carson Beck did. And those are 2 guys that everyone's got near the forefront of their Heisman. It would be quite a statement. Obviously, there's a really good defense in front of him. I think Durkin's a much better D coordinator than Ash is, even though Olin has, consistently.
Olin can't stand that guy.
I mean, it's
It's bizarre.
Durkin's coming back just to smack Olin around, I feel. But, yeah, I mean, I didn't think he was that bad.
He's okay.
No, yeah, he
I thought he
was
was
solid.
really
He wasn't
good.
Elko. He didn't
Yeah.
have the success Elko did, but
Right.
he was. Had it not been for the bar Elko set, I think people would have said that he was a decently successful DC. I mean, people just hated the 3-man front when we had 18.
Olin acts like
linemen.
he's Mr. Coach Klein or something
Who?
from the Water Boy.
Oh, I was like, Colin Klein did a good job.
Mr. Coach Klein.
All right. What's your other one,
Sleeper of the week, presented by the Sleep Station. Go see Jared McLeod and ask about a Tempur-Pedic or Purple mattress in the Specs parking lot at Texas and Harvey and in front of the Lowe's at William D. Fitch and Highway 6. Website is thesleepstation.com. We'll start over here with Seth, your sleeper of the week.
I'm going to go with a man who's going to hopefully create a nice, comfy place for Marcel to be like it was a Tempur-Pedic bed, and that's Fathery. So I look forward to having him back. I think he's going to have a great game coming off that dinged-up knee, and it'll free up whatever rotation they want to have going. I mean, whatever it is, I think that's going to just help get the talent on the field and only make that group better.
Well, I think what it also does is when you have a tackle that gets a penalty and jumps off sides a few times, it gives you an option of somebody to put in there to settle him down.
Right.
So that'll be nice.
You want to go, Steve?
Who is more likely to have a false start, a mental mistake in a game, you or Seth?
Probably Seth, I would guess.
Get a little too.
Oh man.
He didn't deny it. He didn't deny it.
No, I'm just going back to this one time.
I mean, one guy's the All-American, in fairness. But
I mean, I played 11 years in the NFL. You can
Yeah.
see my record of
Yeah.
penalties. So
it's documented.
it's documented.
I was just thinking, like,
He is more of a panicker.
wait,
we do
I'm
know
just
that.
thinking of a time on the goal line in Miami. All right, we're in the shotgun and we're running, and I can't hear anything. And I'm like, oh my God. We're at home, by the way, which Dolphins' home stadium is awful. There's no home field advantage there for the Dolphins. And it's just loud as could be down there. I couldn't hear anything. We're going verbal snap count. And I snap it, and he wasn't ready for it. And well, I don't remember if we got the ball or not, but I would always remember that happening.
You're like the Notre Dame.
And was that for
center.
Saban?
No, I don't even remember, to tell you the truth.
No, that was
Could have been Saban or once. I don't know.
once.
I know that it happened, though.
All right, Steve. Well, put me to sleep with your sleeper pick then.
Well, my sleeper pick is going to be Ashton Bethel Roman.
Ooh,
Took mine.
yes. Good.
I'm just
Took
thinking.
mine.
I'm just thinking we got these 2 guys. Now, obviously, I want our number 1 and 2 guys to blow up, but I'm feeling like they may be bracketing, double covering these guys. I feel like ABR is going to get some one-on-one.
You are
opportunities.
100% right. That's why the sleeper of the week is Terry Bussey, not
Could be
Ashton
my
Bethel.
second
Could be
one.
Terry Bussey.
When he said
yes.
Ashton Bethel Roman, I
Yes,
came
hey,
back.
nobody feels sorry for
He
Billy.
just keeps taking all of them. But I think
you're the
y'all
king
are
of
right.
taking
I think
people.
y'all are right. Those guys are gonna. I mean, I'm with you. Mine.
One of them's got to step
So
up.
because of that,
Terry Bussey in the return game too. Another Auburn special
is that
teams.
a sleeper considering that guy's?
Well, just nobody's talking about that's a
Watched him
way
this
for
year?
A&M to score points.
I think everybody is. We literally had 2 guests, and 50% of them talked about it.
I think
Jake
Terry.
Crane said.
He was all over the news this week for whatever reason. So
What news?
What happened?
Channel 3 getting interviewed.
KBTX.
Oh, he was part of the media session this week. Bussey was one of the guys that
He was one of the selected players.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
thought something happened in Timpson that he has.
Listen,
Let's not bring up Timpson.
did they beat y'all?
No, they destroyed Sean in the playoffs.
Yeah,
years
with
in a row.
Bussy, yeah. No, man, they've got other weapons besides the big 2 in the passing game, and I'm going to go because of that. I don't know, like this. The tight end position is my
There you
sleeper
go.
pick in terms of catches and yards this week. It might be a game for them too. That's going
It's
to
time for
open up.
Niblack to happen, dude.
Yeah, and maybe he sees Auburn on the other side, the former Alabama player, and says, "You know what?
Uh-oh.
I'm seeing red," and goes after him. So I like the tight end position there. And on defense, you mentioned Regis last week. What about Tyler Onyedem? I liked what he did in South Bend. Regis had a great game, and Hicks did too. But T.O. questions at center. He's probably going to play, but he's probably going to be playing hurt. He's a matchup problem on the inside, and I think you're going to see that.
I want one name to say, at some point, this kid is going to have a big explosive play, and the college football and the SEC landscape has no idea about it.
Before you say it, does he play for Trooper Taylor and wear
Yes.
number 23?
Jamarian Morrow.
Yeah.
They keep talking about him,
Yeah.
and he is a different kind of back than what they've got in that room, and he's a different kind of back than I think a lot of teams have in the SEC. He's a special talent.
He is.
At some point, he is
I
going
hope
to.
we don't need him this year.
I hope we do.
Hey, Mr. One Back.
Dude, he is a home run hitter.
Hey, I like 8 and 4. Don't get me wrong. I like
If
him, but I
you're
really
listening to
like
us on
8.
radio, switch over to texags.com/live or the YouTube page. We're going to keep going on TexAgs Overtime. Louis Bellino on the other side of this break if you're listening to us on radio. All right. With that said, we have got to pick some games. And before we pick games, let's do some standings here.
Well, let's talk about the week that some people had. Let's just talk a little bit
Hold on.
about that.
Is that what because you want to highlight yourself, or you
I
want
do.
to talk
I
about
want to.
overall?
I want to highlight me in
ahead.
particular.
The
I
floor is yours.
believe I went undefeated.
Did you go undefeated?
The Walrus.
I don't have those
Cuckoo,
numbers here.
Cachu. I'm pretty sure I did.
That's
You did?
unbelievable, dude.
Well,
Yeah.
listen,
Undefeated.
walrus.
You know how much money I would have won last week?
that's
I don't
really
even
impressive.
know.
But a lot of this, Steve, as you pointed out, is alleged.
Alleged.
Nuno's
How's it
just
even
dropping these
alleged?
results without.
They have it confirmed. He did
He's
get it.
confirmed.
Yeah.
Did I go 1-5?
Woke media Billy over here.
I
just-
went 1-5 after just complete control of this thing, and now I'm tied for first.
Billy is tied for first with Jamie McCoy at 13-11. Slarth, you are in second, 500, 12-12. Nuno at 11-13. Steve at 10-14. Olin and Caroline tied at the bottom at 8-16. If you want to fade Olin Buchanan, you'd be making a lot.
I mean, OB has been at the bottom of this for like 10 years straight. So
I think
it's really true.
but randomly one year he either
Feels like you're
won it
calling
or
out Billy
came in
there. Why are you
second.
paying this guy money for 10 years?
I think he did like win or got close to winning one year, but like literally every
It's
year.
been a rough go. It's been
Every
a
year it's
rough.
like he's just throwing darts at the freaking wall.
It's been a rough go of it.
I think if you're
The
throwing
new
darts, you'll
Walrus.
probably be better.
Yeah. Well, listen, Seth like the damn Cleveland Indians. To close that much ground in 1 week in a pick'em
the
contest
Seattle
with
Mariners
the
better
line 6-0 versus a 1-5.
What about the backdoor covers he's benefited
Yeah, he's
from
lucky.
this year? He got the backdoor
The
cover
safety.
in A&M's first game.
Yes.
The last second touchdown that we gave up, he covers that.
Dude, I'm not
The
gonna.
Utah
Oklahoma-
State, too? Utah State was a late cover with a bat, like a.
Yeah, he
I
probably won that
I
one
was
too.
the reverse of that. I didn't think we
okay.
could cover the 34.
And then
or whatever.
Oklahoma gives up a freaking safety
Yeah.
for the backdoor cover.
Gets
I mean,
one, yeah.
Auburn gives it up. Are you
Yeah.
kidding
You're
me?
living right, Seth. Why are they mad at you?
I don't know.
Feels good.
People
over here,
hate
doesn't it?
winners. It
Yeah,
does.
It feels good.
Feels
sitting
good to
over
be a
here.
winner.
He's
All
a
right.
winner. He's in second.
Let's go
Freaking
pick some
Walrus.
games this week. Let's go through this slate. Miss Callie Garner in the Social Center will kick us off.
We'll start with number 4 LSU at number 13 Ole Miss this weekend at Vaught Hemingway. Ole Miss is favored by 1.5.
Anybody want to go first? Because I think Ole Miss wins by 10 points.
So you asked if anyone wanted to go first and then went first.
Exactly.
I'm going with Ole Miss as well. I'm going.
Convince me that LSU's good on offense.
I can't right now.
Convince me that they're elite on defense.
I can't convince you that Ole Miss is either of those.
I
either.
think Ole Miss
true.
can score points.
I'm going LSU.
I'm going Ole Miss at home with our boy Trinidad James.
Name one
who we
song
have
by
for
Trinidad
LSU?
James.
I do know one.
It's a pretty popular.
Yeah, it was real popular with A&M football in
Like in
2012. Give me
2011,
a
yeah.
hint.
Who are we
Gold
talking?
all in my
All,
watch.
all in my watch.
Yeah.
All,
rapper.
all in my grill.
All in my grill. Okay.
All right, Steve.
Oh, gosh. So, Seth, you and LSU? Trying to decide who I want to make up ground on, Billy or Seth.
Well, you got to make up ground on both of us. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
Just smacking around.
Dunked on.
All right, Walrus. Give me, give me Ole Miss.
All right.
Oh, looks like I'm the one.
Nobody's
making up
respecting
ground here.
LSU and that
know.
defense. I said earlier, it
Oh, yeah.
both can be true. They're vastly improved on defense, but I don't think they got the offense to carry them in that road environment.
And by the way, you scored 20 points at home when DJ Lagway threw you the ball five times.
And one
That
was a
is
pick
true.
six. You scored 13 points.
That is questionable right there, I will say.
And let me tell you this. Lane Kiffin's probably got they robbed him. They didn't rob him. They stole one from Ole Miss last year. That really, you can talk about Kentucky. That game
Could it not happen
they
to a
had
better
won just
person,
as
though?
much and they stole it. So I'll go Ole Miss.
All right, Callie.
Next, we have number 6, Oregon at number 3, Penn State at Beaver Stadium. Penn State is favored by 3.5.
Man, I got to go Penn State on this.
3.5.
I've said it twice this show. I think Oregon, my eyes tell me that Oregon is the best team in the country.
I think your eyes are wrong.
They might be.
I think your eyes are.
They look fast. They
They
look
do
real fast.
But tell me who they've played.
They've played Oklahoma State. They have played
Tulsa.
Northwestern.
Tulsa looked fast against Oklahoma State.
Yeah, both sides look real
They
slow
played
in that way.
Northwestern.
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 They seem disinterested.
Terrible team.
And then they beat up Directional.
Yes, has to be directional.
Yeah.
I looked
So
But I like the look of Dante Moore, DK Moore. Any Texas high school football fans will know that name. I think this looks like a really, really good athletic Oregon team, and I don't know that I believe in Drew Aller ever at all.
I don't disagree with the Oregon part. I disagree with them looking like the best team in the country because I don't think they've had enough opportunities
Them and Miami
to
would
show
be
that.
yeah.
Miami, then you may as well have A&M up there. A&M beat Notre Dame about the same as Miami did, but they did it in South Bend. Yeah, no. As Billy Gillespie would like to say to the media, I couldn't disagree with you more. As in, I don't not only disagree, it's impossible for me to disagree with you more. Penn State.
Let's go.
No, I'm going Oregon to cover. If you're going to give me 3.5,
God dang it.
and I think it's a coin flip game, I
love it. I'm about to catch you now, Billy.
I'm going the Ducks to cover on that one because they might win. I'm going to pick though Penn State to win by a field goal in a lower scoring game than you think.
Why can you guys get on the same page so I can pick against both of you, please? Oh, man. I think I'm going Penn State.
Another thing, James Franklin, I think Dan Lanning does a good job in these games.
He does.
Getting his team up. I got questions about.
I have a question.
It's gonna be close, and I would bet on Dan Lanning.
Is this?
Can
is
Seth
this?
pick or is this?
I already did. I picked Penn
Penn
State.
State.
Is this
You
big?
picked Oregon, right?
This is
Yeah.
big noon, right? Big noon.
You know what?
No.
Give me.
By the
change
way,
mine to Oregon.
6:30.
Oregon. Oh,
Change
it's a
me to
6:30.
Oregon.
It's 6:30.
Oregon.
Steve's on Oregon.
I could see Penn State winning by
I was
3.
rooting for a
Yeah.
big noon game. That would have been like a 10 a.m.
I
start
just don't
for
think
Oregon.
Penn State has
Or shoot at
quite
9 a.m.
but I do think Penn State can maybe make Oregon play their game. Don't forget who Penn State's D coordinator is.
I do forget who Penn State's D coordinator is.
Certain guy that was at Ohio State a year ago when they won the national title.
I could see also Penn State little gamesmanship, maybe in the Northeast, not cutting the grass, heavy, thick stuff on the field, try to slow Oregon down a little bit. I like
Seth
that.
got victimized by that.
Yeah.
You
Notre
did?
Dame.
Who slowed you down?
Everybody. Notre Dame.
No, I was talking about Texas.
Oh,
Water
well,
grass.
Texas, that was a different story altogether. That was They're like in the middle of a drought, and all of a sudden you can't even stand up on their field. But that's a different story.
They wanted it to be
They
nice
still
and
deny
plush.
that. They still deny that. It's funny how Texas fans, not that it doesn't even matter anymore. It's
Yeah.
25, but they'll still deny
Release the files.
that they could ever have done that and been no way we would ever do something like that because we are better. We would never do something like that. We've got
That's
morals
exactly
and standards.
something they would
But
do.
you guys poisoned our players the year after that. Like, it's funny how they can do both.
Mhm.
But it can't be them. But yes, A&M actually went and food poisoned an entire football team.
I mean,
but
maybe-
you guys couldn't have watered the damn grass.
I mean, they could both be true. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Much easier to
I don't
prove
think,
it. It's
I don't
much
think
more
anybody's
proven.
poisoning. No, I'm sorry. I know there's crazy stuff in this world. I don't think they deliberately went and poisoned an entire football team.
Well,
No.
Seth
That's a Ramada.
screamed,
That's
release
crazy.
the files, and yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff happening in this world. Can't be screaming, release the files.
I'm
Yeah.
sure they've got
Easy
documents.
there.
Easy conspiracy
Epstein.
stuff.
Hey, it's not
Hey.
a conspiracy if they always turn out true. You know, I'm just
Hey,
saying.
Giz Lane's over here in Bryan. You go ask her. All right, Callie, game number 3.
Number 15, Tennessee
All
at
3.
Mississippi State. This weekend, Tennessee is a 7.5 point favorite.
Where's it at?
At Mississippi State.
Starkville.
Oh my gosh! Thank God we didn't get them as a.
I got burned. Exactly. I got burned by this last time. I can't even remember who the pick was. Oh, it was Arizona State. Tennessee's no Arizona State, though. I'm going with Tennessee.
I like the Vols here too. I thought this line would be 9.5 or 10.5 when it came out. That's what I
What's the
anticipated.
guy's name in? Yeah, you're a gambling pro
No.
now. You bumped the line up 2 points in
No, I thought
Tennessee at Mississippi State.
that it would be a close to a double-digit point line.
start
And if I
calling you
think
Sonny?
that, then I would bet Tennessee. So I'm going to bet Tennessee.
Sonny,
cover.
is that his name in
He's
casino?
he's an odds maker.
Yeah, is it Sonny?
Just
What's his
thought.
name?
I don't.
Sonny Cumby.
Are you gonna start coming in here in robes and sunglasses?
Sonny Cumby.
No, the guy from Casino, De Niro's character. What was his name?
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway,
we know
I
who you're
think
talking
it's
about.
I think it's Sonny Corleone.
Look, I'm with y'all. I think Tennessee cover. Although it does make you wonder a little bit on the road, off the Georgia game, and you heard them talking about. I don't know if it was Mike or Crane talking about. Tennessee's secondary is questionable.
Yeah, what's
If
the
there's one
over-under
thing
on this?
State
What's
can
the
do-
number there?
If there's one thing State can do, they can throw with Shapen and those
Yeah,
receivers.
yeah.
So
That's. I think if you don't like a side and you're betting this, the over may be a good pick.
I like Tennessee to cover them.
I'm gonna go Mississippi State.
Oh,
I gotta make up some ground on both of you here. So
okay.
I mean, this is me
You like
just,
them to win the game, or
just
you?
pulling the pin on the grenade and deciding if I'm going to let it go or not, because I'm either going to blow up my whole season this week.
Well,
or
there's
I'm gonna
one
get
thing
back
you
in
need to
it.
consider. All the smack you just talked about Olin, you better be careful. Because
good
now
point.
if he beats
Yes.
you, that's so you're trying to do two things here.
So yeah, you're right. If this strategy doesn't work this week, I'm going back to.
Revamp.
Just picking real.
Do you
good.
think they can win the game, Steve?
Do I think Mississippi State can?
Yeah.
Nah,
You'll take the points.
I'm going to take the points though.
Callie, moving
If
on.
they do, they're coming in here ranked.
Exactly. Undefeated, ranked, and it's another big time showdown.
Good. Number 17, Alabama at number 5, Georgia. It is a night game. Georgia is favored by 3.
All right.
Favored by what?
3
Where's it at again?
in Georgia.
Athens Stadium.
All right.
Alabama's favored
Mm-hmm.
at Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait.
Georgia is favored by 3.
Oh,
I was about to
Georgia's
say,
favored by-
yeah.
Georgia minus 3. This feels. I mean,
I don't
if they
know,
took the
man.
half point off of it, I could see a push here.
This is tough.
Mm-hmm. What happens on a push? We just all get it.
No, it
Just-
doesn't-
just
doesn't
somebody,
count. It's like a
please.
walk.
Okay.
Somebody, please.
I'll take Georgia.
Thank you.
It's like a walk.
Billy, he is done with this.
I don't know, man. I think you got Bama with their backs up against the wall. I don't think they can. They can probably afford to lose. Who knows? But I don't know. I'm going with Bama. I think they can cover that. They might not win, but I think they can
I'm
cover
trying to piss Mark Robinson.
How are they
off
going
up
to cover
at
that
Georgia.
not win? You're
Well,
predicting
1
a
point.
1 point loss.
So you
Yeah,
got
2 point
You got
loss?
Mark Robinson up there at Georgia, and every time I pick against him, I get the Zach Bryan gif of I remember everything. So I'm going to call for it again today, and I'm going to pick Bama to go in there with Ty Simpson and pull the upset. And Kalen DeBoer goes 2-0 against Georgia.
I don't feel strongly either way.
I know.
I mean,
And
I'm
so,
with
like,
you
that's
on
why I'm
this.
betting on
This is-
smart at home.
It'll be
I'm
a
betting
good
Kirby
game.
Smart bet.
It's the smart money.
It's smart money.
Mm-hmm. Give me Georgia.
Steve on my side.
Kirby Smart is a vengeful. He seems like I like that about him. Like, I don't get any vibes that he is like, hey guys, this isn't about last year.
Oh.
This is just another game. It's 1 of 12. It's a nameless, faceless opponent. Like, this dude is probably losing his shit.
He is
this
so
week.
cut in the
And,
mold of Saban. I'll tell you a little story about him from the Dolphin days. He was a quality control guy and on the defense.
Yeah.
And so you cut there's a normal level of yelling in practice.
Yeah.
But under Saban, it was just mind-numbing yelling on every single play in practice. And it was all like on defense, it started with him and Muschamp was over there too. So
Oh,
them two
God.
together, just nonstop. You're like, shut up. So yeah, he's not a laid-back guy
Muschamp.
at all.
Well, you've told the story, I think, maybe on this show that
That's
at like
great.
halftime, you guys would be offense one room, defense the other, and you couldn't even hear.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it was just the level of yelling under that coaching staff was unbelievable.
I don't know this. I don't
couldn't
remember.
imagine.
I don't remember those Dolphins teams, but I bet y'all had a good defense.
They were. I mean, I wouldn't have messed with that defense at all. I mean, just off
Yeah,
the
we're
sheer
all right. Come
talent
on.
they had. We weren't like amazing.
Were you guys lighting them up?
Oh, I mean, I think we beat them with the Texans
Oh.
at that point.
We were 9-7 his
They weren't that
first
great.
year, and then 7-9 or something.
Colts
the
would have
second.
put up 40 on them.
It's it'd be interesting to a case study to examine all those coaches that came out of the Saban tree. And
Oh, that was a phenomenal. I've done it. Like on that, I'm talking about. I'm
Done
talking
a
about.
study on it?
No, I mean on that. I'm like look back on it, not study it. Like, well, look at this. But I mean, you look at the staff that he had in Miami. It was super impressive.
What I'm saying is, like, are they, because we know that Saban was petty in that way, and AJ McCarron was on Johnny's podcast. McCarron said it multiple times that in 2013, after Johnny beat them, he played nothing but A&M clips.
Was he on
over.
Johnny's podcast saying that or on somebody else?
I thought it was on Johnny's because they were talking about burying the hatchet, and they were talking to each other.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
So, and then you talk about Kirby Smart
Uh-oh.
and Will Muschamp and Dan Lang. Like, Dan Lanning's petty like that.
You want to see what I
What
just?
about Kurt
I
Signetti?
just got a text. You want to hear it?
Oh,
Can we do this, Nick?
We can do it for a certain period of time.
Sounds like Zach Bryan. Man.
Trying to pause it. That I already got the I remember everything text. So okay, let's move on to another
The
team.
Saban coaching tree is.
I'm
petty.
complimenting Kirby, okay?
Okay. Next one, Callie.
Number 22, Notre Dame at Arkansas. It is a morning kick. Notre Dame is favored by 4.5.
I think
That line's moved.
Notre Dame wins this handily.
I think it came out at 3.5 because when we talked about it yesterday, I had it at 3.5. So maybe it's
4.5?
Yeah.
And you know what's wild? I'm picturing like a 45, 41,
I don't.
38, 34. But I think Notre Dame,
Not happening.
when you can run the way they can and when Arkansas is
They're
bad
pitiful.
on defense, it just,
It's a deflating thing.
This is the
Yeah.
easiest pick of the week, right?
okay.
I do too. I think Notre Dame wins and covers by 14 to 17 points. I think.
Do you
Taylor
think Notre
Green,
Dame
for
wins
as-
by 3 touchdowns.
I think
Did
they
they
can-
even
for-
they barely beat Purdue by that much.
if they run the football like they have been and Arkansas gets in these spots, Taylor Green throws the ball to the other team. Now, Leonard Moore not playing or being questionable, I think is big, but I still like, again, you talked about the program, like a program game. This is a program game. Arkansas don't beat Notre Dame. I'll take Marcus Freeman.
Clip that. He's cooked.
I'll take Notre Dame also.
Clickbait. Sending that to John Neighbors.
What about the guy that does the walk and talk? That poor guy.
That
Trey
guy
Biddy?
too. Yeah, Biddy and Neighbors. They're all getting it now because you said Arkansas don't win that game. And now,
Just like that.
like somebody from Arkansas. No, I'm actually, I'm not as bullish as y'all are as far as like this giant point spread. I feel comfortable in Notre Dame winning and covering. If that were like 7.5, I would struggle with it. If you get me up over a touchdown, I just think ultimately, if you can run the ball like Notre Dame does, and you're playing against a bad defense, I'm going to take the team that can do that all day. Arkansas.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Callie?
Last but not least, we have Auburn at number 9, Texas A&M, a 2:30 kick. A&M is favored by 6.5.
Oh, yeah.
Aggies win and cover.
I'm bought in, baby. That's right. I'm bought in. Our offense is clicking. Our defense is going to step up and not allow the big play that they have in each of the games. And I think we're going to easily cover this. Not easy. We're going to cover it.
So it was either
Which is a good win.
College Football Nerds or one of those podcasts had this line.
Please don't promote other podcasts on here.
Josh Pate
Okay.
had it at 7.5, his model, and then I think the other one I saw had A&M minus 8.5. I like that. I thought this was going to be one of these things where it's tight. A&M scores late to extend it out to maybe 9 or 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take the Aggies to win and cover.
I'm with you, man. I'm A&M all the way.
Man,
I think it's a double-digit victory.
I think the safe bet is to pick Auburn to cover.
Why don't you
and
be
lose,
safe? Be safe.
and lose. But I've been thinking all week of a score, and I've been sitting right around 31-24, 31-23. Again, going back to what you said, and we both agree on this: field goals. Hold them to some field goals. Maybe they hit a couple big play touchdowns, but you hold them. You get 3 stops, 23 points. I think A&M's up right around that 30 number because this won't be an easy path to get there. I don't think they're going to score 41 like they did against Notre Dame. Remember, though, they could have scored an easy 50. They could have scored 55.
You look at their point totals this year, 42, 44, 41. Only 6 of those points have come from special teams.
Yeah.
This A&M offense can score the football.
Yep. I just think the number I keep landing on is like 30 to 23, 31-24. I'm gonna go over. It's so close. I like that line
Over.
is at the
Cover.
Cover. Yeah, that line is at the perfect spot, I